military. I will fight, never wary. I wanna be legendary.
We are live. Woo-hoo. We had a lot of fun today. We're going to talk about Tournament Sunday. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. What's good? What's good? What's good? I'll tell you what's not good. What's not good is the fact that we had a fantastic day today at home. Because, boys and girls, have we got a story about to go down to an audio training. Have fun, Mick. We'll talk to you soon. So check this out. Let's see who's hanging out real quick. We'll say hi to everybody and then we'll move right on. You know what I'm saying? Some people are like, oh, with the saying hi to people. Well, you know, it is what it is, dude. Sorry, not sorry. Wes was first. Robert Sharp, Mick Layton, Kristen J. What's up, guys? What you guys been doing, man? What's new and exciting? Anything good? I'll tell you what's good. We had a great day of fishing. I had a good time. I don't know what everybody else was doing, but nonetheless, I really had a good time. So, are you guys ready? Because, I mean, we can get right into this. I think the most important thing to do is just let's set it up. Boys and girls, let us not forget, we had a tournament Sunday. We had a tournament Sunday. We had an adventure. So I'd like to tell you guys the story of how this day started, how this day ended, because it was both a heroic event and a sad tragedy at the same time. So if you guys are ready for this, man, stick something in the chat, ones, do something, because I really can't wait to tell this story. I don't think you guys have any clue how excited I am about telling you guys this story, because what I'm going to tell you guys, man, you wouldn't wish this on your worst enemy. You understand what I'm saying? You would not wish this on your worst enemy. So let's just go. Let's just do it. Okay. So I got Saturday night. I got a little nervous, man. I had a lot of stuff going on. There's a bunch of IRL stuff that doesn't have anything to do with fishing going on. I got to leave the dogs at the house all day. You know, that doesn't make me happy because, you know, they're dogs. They got to go outside. They got to use the bathroom like anybody else does. You know what I mean? So this is all going through my head Saturday night, right? So I'm like, everything will be fine, man. Don't worry about none of that. Remember to put cash in your wallet. Remember to do this. Remember to do that. You got to grab this. You don't need that. Get your cold weather gloves out of your boat. Make sure you bring your life vest. I'm like, okay, got everything. It's all mental checklist, right? We're Golden Grams. I get up in the morning. It's 4 o'clock Sunday morning. I'm supposed to be at the ramp at 5:30, so I have to leave here at 4:30. Now, remember, I'm a co-angler this time. I am not ready for the whole shoot and shebang. You know, they make you do this co-angler thing one time, so I'm good with that. Let's go. You understand? They just want to see if you can fish. If you can't fish, you can't fish. Now, we were out on, what is it called? Lake George. I don't know. I meant to pull it up on the other phone. I really did. I meant to have the other phone pulled out, but I didn't, so there's that. What's up, Robert? So here we go. I get out of the house at 4:27. I get halfway around the block, and I realize it's 30 degrees. Now, I know it's 30 degrees. I've known it's 30 degrees. I'm layered up. I'm ready to rock and roll. The only thing that I didn't grab was my gloves. That's right. I put my money in my wallet. I remembered that. I put my wallet, I thought, in my bag. Everything's golden. Let's go. Lunch is packed. Everything's packed. Snacks are packed. Let's just do this, right? Throw the rods in the car. Throw the other gear in the car. Am I thinking about camera? Why not? You know, we might turn this into a little video, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're driving. I'm driving along, right? And meanwhile, the whole time I'm thinking, did you grab everything? I mean, did you? Did you? Did you really grab everything that you need? I asked myself this. Like 15 times, right? Finally, I just decided, you know what? If I don't have it, it's not happening. So I rolled down there at 5:30. I show up at 5:36. Perfect. There's only one person on the ramp, and it's one of our guys. So I park over in the parking area, and then I've got my boater. We'll just call him Dennis. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I shoot Dennis a text at like 5:40. I'm like, hey man, when ready when you are, you know I'm here. Meanwhile, guys, did I mention it's 30? It's 30 degrees. Winds blowing sustained at this point, 10 to 15 from the northeast or northwest, and it's cold as hell. It's freezing cold. Okay. My fingers in my gloves at this point are taking a beating. This is an absolute nightmare. Okay. Dennis shows up. Deal. Throw my gear in his boat. We're ready to go. Buddy's got a fancy boat. We're good. We are on it. You understand what I'm saying? This is going to be pretty neat. Drop the boat in the water. Or we're getting ready to pull around to the ramp to get the boat in the water, and we both agree there's no sense in going out there for like sitting in the lake for like an hour. You know what I'm saying? We'll just, when it's time, when it starts to look like we're getting towards like 6:30, we're gonna bounce down to the water, throw it in real quick. I'll back him down in the trailer, and we are on our way, right? So he's down talking to a couple of guys, and I reach in my pocket. I got no wallet. I go in my bag. I got no wallet. I dig around in my console. I dig around in my car. I'm looking on the floor. I'm looking under the seats. I got my headlight under there. I can't see anything. Boys and girls, I have effectively misplaced and or lost my wallet. I'm showing up to my first tournament without even having the money for the entry fee. This is embarrassing. You understand what I'm saying? So in realizing this, I don't panic, because not only do I not have my driver's license on me, and I do not have my fishing license on me, and we are in FWC land. I mean, when I say FWC land, I mean 3.5 feet from the dock is the FWC dock. You understand where I'm coming from? Like, it's literally your boat. You can reach out and touch the FWC dock if you're in your driver's seat of your boat and you pull up on the left ramp. They're right there. They've got a house there. They live there. They hang out. You know what I mean? That's how often they're out on this place, right? So I'm thinking to myself, okay, real quick, don't panic. Okay, as soon as Dennis gets back, we got to let him know about the wallet situation. We're covered as far as our driver's license, because I got a picture of the front and back on my phone. I also have a picture of my fishing ID, and I have my website confirmation for my payment for 5 years for my fishing license, because I do it every 5 years, and it just happened to fall this December. So here we go. I approached Dennis. I said, bud, I know this is going to sound crazy. I know this is going to be hard to believe. I specifically recall putting money in my wallet and placing it somewhere. I might have laid it back down on the counter. Could you spot me the entry fee? Now, I've met this guy one time. We've talked several times on the phone at this point, okay? But he doesn't even hesitate. No problem, man. He hands it to me. I stick it in my pocket. Now, guys, I got some new gear. Okay, I'm going to show you guys this. Hold on. Here we go. You ready for this? Chain hooked to my belt loop. Mick, I can't do chains, man. I'm sorry. I can't, dude. It'll get caught on my gun. See, your boy got some fancy new rain gear, boys and girls. Look at this, dude. This thing is sick. It's got like bass green in it, okay? And it's got these really cool pockets. Well, let me tell you what's so cool about these pockets. I also got the bib bottoms, okay? And these things got pockets too, like 2 sets of them right next to each other. So here we go. I took the money for my entry from Dennis, unzipped a pocket and stuck it in there, and then went about loading the rest of the stuff up in the boat. The reason that there's 2 pockets is because one of them gives you access to what's underneath it, like, I don't know, your pants pocket. The other one is a pocket that's waterproof that specifically is in the bibs. I put the money in the one that doesn't have a pocket. So now it's time to go pay the entry fee. I don't have the money Dennis gave me. I have somehow lost the money that Dennis gave me in the last, I don't know, 30 feet. That's right. In 30 feet, I have managed to lose the entry money on my very first tournament with these guys. I am crushing it right now, boys and girls. You understand what I'm saying? I am mentally and emotionally ready to take on the world. It's 30 degrees. Thanks, Mick. It's 30 degrees. Okay, this is terrible, dude. This is the worst day ever. I don't have any of my licenses. I got to show these things to the tournament director. You understand it's not a joke, dude. They know my license expired last month. I was at the meeting and showed them my license, and he said, "Hey, this expires at the end of the month." And I said, "Yes, it does." He said, "Well, make sure you got another one." I said, "I will." He said, "Well, we're gonna look at it." I said, "No problem." You know what I mean? Like, it's not a big deal. I do it 5 years at a time. It just happens to be this year. Well, now I don't have that. So I show it to him on my phone. You know what I mean? Just like you can do with the FWC. I've got this. Here's my driver's license, yada, yada, yada. So anyway, now I've managed to lose all the tournament entry money. I mean, I'm on it. Okay. Tell me I'm not having a little bit of a rough time, guys. All right. So here we go. You guys are going to love this. Get ready. Okay. So now I'm frantically pacing back across the street to the parking area where Buddy picked me up. I'm looking on the floor. I'm looking in the truck. I'm looking, or in the car for some reason. I'm looking around on the ground. I asked 3 people that are, "Hey, man, have you guys seen like a big chunk, like a big wad of cash laying on the ground?" They're like, "No, man." I'm like, "No, seriously, like if you did, please, like it's not." "No, man, we really didn't, but I'd have given it. If I'd have known, if you were looking for something, I'd have been like, yeah, I just found it." That didn't happen. I'm like, oh my God, right? So I go back in the truck, and sure enough, on the floorboard is the cash. It fell out of my pants pocket and onto the floor of the truck. Safe. You understand what I'm saying? Safe. We're getting on the water. We're going to do this, dude. It's go time. It's go time. I drop Buddy off on the ramp. I take and park the boat. I come back and Buddy says, "Hey, man, my motor won't start." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, man, I just pulled it off the ramp, like off the and went to put it, pulled it off the the trailer, and went to put it back in drive, and she shut off, bud." And I'm like stuck. Like, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. And I'm like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, could it get any better? You know what I'm saying? Could it get any better? Now, I've pre-fished this lake for a little bit over 16 hours. I worked on a little pattern. I found a couple of areas 3 lakes away. Not one, 2 lakes away, technically. It's the 3rd lake in this little series. I caught 5, decent size, saw a bunch more, stopped throwing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason for me to sit here and wear out these fish when meanwhile I'm going to be back here in like 4 days and ready to fish it again. Let's not put the fish through that. Now that we've located where they could be, let's move about our business, right? No. We make this trip. Poor Buddy, he's got a switch in his motor, and if it's not all the way down far enough, it just won't let the motor turn on. And come to find out, he was like 1/16 of a degree off from that key switch point, right? But he fires up his motor, and now she's got like a knock. Like a misfire for sure. But fortunately, this lake's a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, and the most of the time you're on the lake, you're at idle. It's a slow speed, no wake. Like there's nothing you can do about it. You're literally driving. I drove 6 miles an hour, and FWC gave me a little wave, like, "Hey man, you know, you're a little fast." I'm thinking, about to shut off. You know what I mean? Like, I can't keep going like this. I got a little two-stroke, and I just idled for like the last 34 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get on plane just to make sure the motor doesn't just gas out on me, you know? So anyway, we get out, we start fishing. Dennis is a fantastic guy. Okay, I just want to get that out there right off the bat. I was like, look, man, I know we've never met and everything, and I'm really not starting off good, but I mean, I found fish. We're going to get on them. Listen, everything's going to be different. Everything. How many times have I said that? Every time I go fishing. That's the fun of fishing, right? And fortunately for me, I'm paired up with a guy that is exactly the same mentality as me. He doesn't care if it's big, if it's little. He wants to catch it. We're trying for every bite we get. We want to see it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we are ready to go. Like, this guy and me this is going to work. You understand what I'm saying? This is totally going to work. Like, I'm going to enjoy myself, right? I says, well, what kind of optics are we looking at, bud? And he said, nah, I don't do those. Oh, no. All of my pre-fishing time was done on optics. Without the ability to at least check on a few of those places to even know if the fish have still been there for, a 4-day period, if they're moved on. Yeah, no, that's not happening. That's not happening at all. And this sucks. You understand what I'm saying? This is going to be rough, but listen, we know what we're doing. You understand what I'm saying? We know what we're doing. So we're 0 bites going on like 10 o'clock, right? And I looked over at Dennis and I says, hey man, don't worry. I talked to a guy at the ramp and he said 10:30, this place turns on. You know what I'm saying? Like, this place is going to be fire come 10:30. Yeah. 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. I said, we got nothing. I have 1 bite. It's not technically a bite because I'm slow rolling a spinner bait. I got ticked off of a stick on a bunch of tree laydowns in this lake that we were on. And just as quick as I did, a fish came out and hit the spinner. And you know when it hits the spinner because you feel it pull, but you don't feel the spinner pulsate. Because when you set a hook on a spinner bait, a lot of times if the fish has got the hook side of it, the spinner will still be free. So you might feel a split second of flutter from that spinner before that fish turns, and then that thing's not even, in the same category anymore. You know what I'm saying? But if he hits the spinner side, you will totally feel the head shake. The thing you will not feel is the resistance. It'll just slide sideways and come right out of its mouth. So this is what happens to me at like 10:30. Because all I was thinking was, here comes my momentum. I've put the 10:30 in existence. And for those of you that know about the 10:30, if you put the 10:30 into existence, everything's going to be different. Everything. Now, we have searched, I can't even begin to tell you how much water. As a matter of fact, I think I can. Hold on, I'll give you guys an idea, because I've got my log. I've got my log from that day. I'm going to give you guys an idea of how many miles we ended up going, because it's not a little bit. Was that the 21st? 26.9 miles with an average speed of 3.2 miles an hour. You guys. 3.2 miles an hour. We're finally just, it's obvious there's nothing on this lake. There are no fish in here. Okay, I've decided that now, and it is time to go. So I know we got a couple more places, right? I know there's a couple more places. So I says to Dennis, I says, hey, bud, I said, listen, when we get back, let me show you a couple of things that I took a gander at the other day. You know what I'm saying? So I take him down this one place. We got no bites. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Sorry, that was violent. Woo! So we go down this one place, right? He says, well, I guess it's time for me to pull out Old Faithful. So he's got his Billy Baroo. All right, well, let me tell you, let me back up for a second, because let me tell you what happens on first cast. I reach down, because you know where I'm going, boys. I'm going straight for Billy. Okay, I need a fish. I need a fish quick, and the only way to do that is the most confident bait that I have, the one that when I throw it just pulsates and emanates, bite me. You understand what I'm saying? And that's Billy Baroo, my Ned rig. Here we go. I cast. I start reeling. It's just free spinning. It's just straight free spinning, boys and girls. This thing's not moving the spool around at all. I crank it down. Now, meanwhile, guys, I can't feel my hands. I can't feel anything from here up on either one of my hands. So my dexterity is that of like a 2-year-old with a chemistry set. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is not gonna work out in anyone's, like, I'm having trouble turning things and holding things at this point, and I know I am. So I'm like blowing in my hands, in my gloves, like I had hand warmers and I did not bring them. I didn't bring them. I know. So I'm really having some trouble now, right? Like, my face, I didn't bring my mask. Okay, I knew to bring my mask. I didn't bring my mask. That got forgotten. Remember, we already gave up on that. Now Billy's out of commission. I lost my wallet. I lost the entry fee, but I found it again. So there was that, right? This is all going to build up. You'll see. So Dennis makes a little cast into a corner of a seawall over by a dock and starts picking at his reel, you know, and he's got a little wind knot in there because he's been flipping, and every once in a while the wind gets crazy, and just all of a sudden his line just starts going left. So Dennis, whoa, he sets hook, right, and he pulls up and exactly a 12-inch bass. It is not a pound if it is an ounce, but it is exact. We measured it. I looked at him and he looked at me, and I said, that is exact, like the tail, if you fan it out, it's exactly 12 inches. That is a legal fish. I'm like, dude, that's like a tournament winner. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is it. Now I'm thinking, now it's my turn. Boys, we spent the next hour and a half in almost 30-mile-an-hour sustained winds at one point. And your boy came out on day one back to the old weigh-in with Zillow. But I will say this. Only 7 fish came to the scale that day. Of all, and every one of those fish came from 1 fish per boat. That was the craziest thing about it. I guess everyone experienced the same brutality. I mean, there's guys out there with mega imaging. There's guys out there with live systems. Buddy, they're going to laugh when they see my old boat. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be pretty funny when they see my old boat jumping around, because I'm going to tell you right now, these guys got me outpunched, outclassed, outweighed. They have got gear. They have got fancy stuff, okay? They've got everything in the world in their favor. But that day, none of that stuff mattered. Not a bit of it. Which brings me into today's events, boys and girls. As some of you guys saw, we hung out today. We haven't been live fishing in, I don't even know how long. You understand what I'm saying? It has been what feels like absolutely forever ago. Hold on one second. Some of you guys came out today, though, man, and we got some stuff done today, boys and girls. So me and Patty went out and did some pre-fishing. We've got the Cabela's next month, and that's a 3-day. And then the Saturday before that, I've got the Harris Chain. So I'm back on home water. I got to redeem myself, okay? I need big bag. I need this is going to be fun. This is really going to be fun. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is going to be something you will definitely want to tune in for or after, because if I can go live for this one, I might try and do that. But there's no telling, because if it does shut down on the live, we're all set, boys and girls. Like, I'm not going to, you know what I mean? I'm not going to waste any more time. I might click it on in the morning, hook it up to the old battery charger, and you guys just ride along, but I'm not going to be jumping out there. You know what I'm saying? If something cool happens, I might come back and say hi, but other than that, it's just going to be riding. You know, you're just going to be on the back of the boat looking around and doing it, whatever it is you do, because you got to be able to see everything to know that I didn't cheat and nothing occurred. You know, that's the key. And this way, if anything's ever questionable, I don't have to stress it. You know what I'm saying? But check this out. If you didn't hang out today, man, you missed some good times. All right. So, I already went out and fished with my boy Patty for a little while, man. So I figured I'd take you guys out to the middle of the lake and let you experience what it looks like to be out in the middle of the lake fishing. I couldn't show you where I was in the middle of the lake, though. You can kind of get an idea if you know anything about what's behind me, but you really don't know where we are. You really don't. I know some of you guys, and this was fantastic, though, man. All right, come on, spinny wheel, let's go. All I did was jump you ahead 30 seconds.
Come on.
See, there you go.
That was grass. I'm in the grass, so there's gonna be a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be a lot of that. Oh. But it's to be expected.
You guys know about that.
Digging around in what I'm digging around in. But then again, there's gonna be those moments where things are gonna change. Patty saw it earlier. I took Patty over here earlier today, and like my 5th cast, I hooked up. But it was, it was brutal before that.
I think this is cast number 4.
Not fun, because I was too thick in the dribble. But then I backed off a little bit, and like I said, man, there's places on the lake, dude. You see people sometimes fishing in odd places, and sometimes they don't have a clue, or sometimes they do. And this is one of those odd places that, oh, come on. Sometimes, if it's that time of the day or that time of the year or water temperature or wind, I mean, if they're over here, boys, we're going to have fun. We'll see a couple. I'm hoping to see a couple. We'll probably fish till around 5. We got a good 3. There it is, boys. There it is, boys. Yeah.
Cast number 5.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's
Big,
twice
straight
bigs
big.
on cast
Come
number
on, big
5 in
girl.
the same
Oh, we're gonna
place,
need
2
the net,
different
boys.
times a day.
Oh, we're going to need the net, boys. Oh, she's running. She's trying to run. Oh, big one. Oh, big one. We're going to need the net. We're going to need the net for sure. So listen. I'm on him.
This thing absolutely destroyed that bait, dude.
Look at that. Boys, that is choking it. Okay? Choking it.
There's nothing sticking out, dude. There's like nothing sticking out at all.
There's something down here. There's something down here.
This is where it gets crazy. So check this out, man. So that thing, like,
Right from the get start, that'd be the way to have a good live stream. So I did that. Now what? I ain't gonna come fish your spot.
Mick was teasing about my
Here
fishing
early,
spots.
Then I'll come back here. You know what I mean? But if I don't find them here,
Oh, come on.
that one's a fat one. That one's fantastic. It's a beautiful fish.
It's like 5 more casts later.
Come on now. The bait's all jacked up. I think she jacked this bait up. She hit it hard. She took it.
And yes, it
Double
did
hook
bend the
with
bait,
that.
dude. It bent the bait and the head. They're offset now,
Which
just
I hit
enough
her
that
right
it
off
won't
the
come
bat.
back.
She came in and hit that thing. Take its lunch. You feel me? Oh, I hope this thing's still swimming. I don't even know if this thing's swimming right. If this thing's not swimming right, then I'm not going to catch another fish on it for the day. There's that reflex strike. You know what I mean? That fish has no choice. Hey, what's up? What's going on? Who's that, Mama?
I
It is.
just got
Hey,
done
how are
talking
ya?
about reflex strike and how sometimes just caroming off things are like the best idea, right? And pulling through the grass. And then just as I do, man, I'm getting ready to pull this thing out of the water and I'm literally lifting up and this fish like snatches it
I can
quick.
feel it swimming jacked up. It doesn't.
But the cool thing that we did is we went later on in the day and I should let you guys see this.
Directly underneath us, huh?
And I just left it on here so you guys could see what I was seeing as I was rolling around. And dude, it was constant.
You met him.
It was absolutely, I found myself in 6 different places today and all 6 of them were just constant. Beep, 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 beep. At one point I had to mute it. And I have the unit set for schools of 3 or more, not individual fish. And it was constant beeping. Now there's one there, as you guys can see, that area right there, that's a fish in the column. And then if you look over here, you're gonna all of a sudden, man, it just turns into these giant bait balls, dude. And I pretty much, you guys rode the whole second half after the 2 fish, and I just pointed it down in this thing and then worked offshore areas that I knew about from one place to the next. And it just, here you go, this is just a giant ball of bait forced up on the bottom right there, dude. And this is a hump. And see how it keeps it switched out like that? That's, yeah, that's how you know your water levels are getting ready to change. There it goes.
Just got a little drop off there. It's got a little fish on it.
And I spent a little bit of time telling you guys what I'm looking at. There's one right there. The right hand side just went under the boat. There's another one right there. Here's 3 more over here on the left. Oh, look at that. There it is. Boo, just passed right underneath the boat. So that'll give you guys an idea. That's kind of what I'm doing when I'm out there looking at stuff, man. When I'm out there fishing and I tell you guys, you know, I see this and I see that. A lot of times, man, I do. I actually, I actually do see it. So it's not me making stuff up. You know what I'm saying? I just have to figure out now. I have to hone my skills a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? I threw the big swim bait for half the day after I hit those 2 early in the day. I had 2 today early, and then I had the 2 in the afternoon with you guys. I threw the big swim bait for the rest of the day, and then after that, I just went to offshore fishing, which is a technique that I really have to spend some time learning. I understand that. You know, it's not something that's just you're just gonna pick up and you're gonna know exactly how to do it. It's about finding the fish and then targeting different water depths. Today we found that fish were in a certain water depth, and no matter how deep or how shallow we went, the fish would only be in this depth. So if we went shallow, we weren't finding anything of size. If we went to that depth or deeper and then went to the structure areas where the fish were keying today, they were there. They were there all day long. The problem was getting to that depth when we were deeper than what we could fish. If you're going to fish the bottom on 12 foot, fish the bottom on 12 foot. But what if the fish is at 5? What if it's at 3? Every fish we caught was between 5 and 8 feet of water. It was in the column between 5 and 8 feet today. So, you know, again, this is all stuff I get to learn, boys and girls. I mean, I'm taking you guys on this little adventure here with me, and hopefully some of you guys get a chance to learn something too. If you're not a fisherman, there's definitely some drama involved in this. Okay, so let's close the story off now. So I go to take a leak. You know, I'm 3 Red Bulls in, I'm just a little stoked. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little pissed off. This is getting bad, dude. It's getting really bad. I take my jacket off. I unzip my bibs. I reach in my sweater pocket. And what do I pull out? My wallet. There it was. Magically. Had it the whole time. It's my life. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, all the stress I cause myself, it just blows my mind. Blows my mind. But again, I had a good time. I really did. I appreciated them guys letting me come down and fish that. We got a meeting next month. Excuse me. I guess they're going to vote. Whether or not I'm in, we'll see. I mean, listen, everybody did bad last week, so if you can't blame me for that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you can only not use your fingers for so long. You know what I mean? But it was a really good time. It was a really good time. I enjoyed myself. I laughed. Everybody else laughed. Man, it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. No one heard the story. Dennis experienced my life, so he laughed about that. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, man, I just couldn't pull it out. Couldn't pull it out. So coming home to my lake next month, I'm pretty excited about that. Really excited about that. So we got to do some new techniques. I know it sucks for you guys, but after this month's tournaments, between the Cabela's and the my series, I'll be able to put the camera up in the back again, and you guys can like hang out and just take a look around and stuff like that. So, you know, like I said, I appreciate everybody for hanging out tonight. I hope you enjoyed the story. I did find my wallet. It was, you know, just a nightmare, emotional roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? Just absolutely devastating, the effects that this event had on me. But I pulled through. I didn't lose any fingers. I didn't lose any toes. I had 2 pairs of socks. I was warm. I had 3 levels, 3 layers. Sun never came up, but it didn't rain. It rained every day that I was out there before that. So who cares, right? But nonetheless, guys, next week we should be fishing on Tuesday. Should be. Don't quote me on that because the weather's going to permit. You know, we might have some rain coming in. It seems to get nice and warm, and then we get another front. So we'll see what next week looks like. But we got some more fishing for sure. So other than that, man, you know we're going to be doing the tackle talk. But listen, I appreciate everybody's time, guys. It's been real. It's been fun. We'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.